Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Liz, and the name of my channel is Finish the Race, VL, aka Victory Laps. That inspired me by Nipsey Hussle, who passed away a couple of years ago. I didn't know much about him, but I was so inspired by his story, about his legacy, and about so much that he was doing for his community. He was definitely a true hero to his community, and he died at a place where he fought for what he worked so hard for, and to teach amongst the community, to help his people to see a better place, and to find a better resources of incomes in real estate business and technology and so much more that I know that I've learned from him. So a lot of that had inspired me to start this channel, which I started a couple of years ago, but I never put any content on it. But I thought it might have been befitting for me to document this huge life journey that I've decided to take in my life, which is to go back home where we come from originally, which is in Africa. I have come to a place where I no longer want to be a part of a system or a country that doesn't care about me, that doesn't care about my well-being, about my financial stability. I've worked at so many jobs and so many corporate jobs where I've been disrespected, I've been sexually harassed, I've been insulted, I've been looked over for, promotions when I know that I was well qualified for, dealt with racism, dealt with being called the N-word, dealt with being followed at my job every time that I went to the bathroom so that they can document what I'm doing and what I'm saying. But then you have, the other people who would take 100 cigarette breaks, but nobody's watching them. But when I go to the bathroom, it's an issue. So, and there's so much more. You have the predatory financial lending. I worked in the banking industry for years. I worked in mortgage lending. I worked as a personal banker, and I've seen with my own eyes how they would not approve for young or even old black business owner, small business owner to get loans. It's almost like pulling teeth trying to get that. Even with myself, I've experienced that. I have A1 credit, pay my bills on time, and yet when I try to get a business loan, I was denied. I even tried recently to try to get my car refinanced so that I can get it at a lower payment so that I can pay it off sooner, so that this transition that I'm about to take in my life, and they denied me, and I'm like, my speaking score, my credit score is in the 800s. I have no default loans. I have, and this is a relationship with a bank that I've been with for 15 years. So they see my financial history, so they know everything about it. But yet this is just a few of the things that I've experienced in my life that I no longer want to be taken advantage of, or not being appreciated or treated fairly. We as a people have taken so much in the United States of America, and it's to the point where we have to wake up and realize that this country was never meant for us, even though we built it, and America would not be what it is today if it had not been for our ancestors. We are descendants of enslavement. They were not slaves, of enslavement, and yet we still are living in a system of enslavement. And honestly, it's not just black people, it's all, but they don't even know it. But it affects us the most because we're the ones that's been treated the worst throughout the history of mankind. And I just come to a place in my life where I've decided that I no longer want to be on the U.S. soil, period. It has brought a tremendous amount of stress, post-traumatic stress. Is to the point where I deal, even what I'm doing now, the type of work that I'm doing now, I still see it. These people have this such of entitlement to believe that they can still talk to you in any type of way. And I live here in Houston, Texas, and let me tell you, it's not as open as other states, but it's there. I've lived in South Carolina, where the head of the Ku Klux Klan in the I can't remember, Lexington, South Carolina, and I lived in Columbia, and I think they were in Lexington. They are so open with their racism there to where they'll call you in the N-word like it ain't even nothing. Even the black people would tell you, oh, don't go there or don't eat there, and it's like, why not? We're in a country where we're supposed to be free, but yet we're not allowed to go to certain places and do certain things. You know, it's almost like they want to go back in time, and it's just it's ridiculous. I'm to the point where I don't even like watching the news. Matter of fact, I don't even have a television in my house. I don't even like watching the highlighted news of another black male being killed or another black female being killed over something that might have been a small crime or not even a crime at all, being shot at and murdered in broad daylight just because you said, I fear for my life. You work in a job where you don't even have confidence in trying to de-escalate a situation, but yet the best results or the best form of de-escalating this situation is to kill a person. Like, they have no respect, no respect for the black man or the black woman. And it's at the point now where I can no longer be here. I have recently bought a 9mm gun because, one, I'm not going to even say that I'm afraid, because I'm not afraid of any white man or woman who feels like that they're going to threaten me, because I'm not that one. But what I will do is defend myself if I have to. And I will, by any means necessary. Even if it's to the point where they had to put me in prison. But I'm like, Liz, you just bought a firearm to live in your own, the country that you're living in the United States, snakes of America. It's time for you to go. You're no longer safe here. It's like an ongoing hunting season for the black man, black woman, and black child. And I can't be in a position where my life is going to be taken due to the result of a white man or white woman wanting to take my life because they hate the color of my skin. We need to go back home to support those who've been oppressed and still going through the oppression and still going through trying to figure out how to better their country. And I know every country is not perfect, but what I can say that I know as a black man and as a black woman, we have more freedom going back home and rebuilding each country that is in Africa, to support one another. And yeah, there are so many cultural differences and things. We just learn from one another. We all have something that we can bring to the table. They have knowledge that they can give us, and we have knowledge that we can give them, and we can put this thing together. There are so many of us who are intelligent, who are creators, who are inventors, who are businessmen, who are doctors, lawyers, teachers. There's so much that we can provide if we just come together as one and support one another. And that's the part of the movement that I want to be a part of. I've been watching the Black Acres of Gambia, the Bag family. I've been watching Blacksit. I just recently subscribed to the Happy Champion YouTube channel. I just recently, just been looking and searching and realizing that there is more like-minded people such as myself that either been contemplating or have already started their journey, and those of us who are still here in America that's been thinking about it but yet have not made that move or that decision. And I had decided on yesterday, going back home. I want to go back home. And so in this channel, I'm going to document my progress in getting back from getting the passport renewed, making I've already created a budget plan, creating a budget plan to save up to a certain amount of money that I saw on different YouTube channels that really broke it down. If you take the time and look through the videos and take notes and everything, they really break it down and really help provide you the real raw deal of what to expect, the good and the bad. And I am so up for, I don't call it a challenge, but I'm up for the opportunity to finally be at a place where I can go back home and settle in my native land, touch my native soil, touch my native people, and reconnect and reunite and rebuild. Guys, we have to do that. Our spirit is calling us to go back home. This is not our home. This was never designed for us. We was forced out of a land, our own land, to be taught their language, their customary way of living, the way we should wear our hair and wear our clothes. Like, they controlled everything. Everything that we've done. Everything that you do and you wear and the way you think is what they put into your mind. And you have to be at a place, the sun is starting to shine. You have to be at a place to realize that. And so many of us are so lost that we don't even know that you're being conditioned to behave, to talk a certain way. They threaten you on your job, so you be like, oh yes sir boss, you gotta start acting right and start talking right so you don't lose that job, so you can keep paying that mortgage for 30-some years, which is ridiculous. Who came up with that? But you know what? That's a whole nother video. This is just an introduction of who I am and what the content that I will be providing. I'm going to document my journey in getting back home within a 1 to 2 year plan, 2 years at max. 1 year if I am able to double, if not triple, the amount of money that I can save by creating more streams of income of businesses that I can establish now, that I can transition over to when I get home, so that I can not only help myself financially, but I can also provide financial opportunities for my siblings and also for my community. So if you're ready to go on this ride with me, I'm ready. I'm so beyond ready. I'm so excited and so overwhelmed about this decision that I'm making. And I just want you guys to know that I'm going to be authentic about this process that I'm going to take, and I want to be real with you, with the good and the bad, and I'm not going to give up. And I want to be able to motivate anybody that may have been thinking about doing it and they're just starting, just like me. I'm starting from scratch. And so I want to show in the end that, hey guys, I did it, and this is what I did to get, I started here to get all the way here, and I did it, and I didn't give up, and I was consistent. So come along with me. Let's finish this race together. Let's get to the victory lap together. We as a people. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.